Okay. Oh. Okay, so we are back with PD Pouring, Paint Pouring by Donna Honeywell. And today I'm going to try and do a paint pour on this board. These are really nice for doing a certain kind of painting called swiping. Because with the canvas, when you drag across it, the canvas bows a little bit. And so it's much easier to do it with this. This morning I was doing the pill bottle pours. And so I have a lot of this paint left over in pill bottles. So I thought I'd use these to start with. And it's a great way to get rid of paint and do a fun pour. So I usually pour a lot of white paint on here. Forgive me, I can get white paint out of one of these bags, but it takes forever. So I'm going to cheat a little bit with the white. I could certainly do it with that bag, but the video would take forever. And I just want to get some paint on here so we can get some flow, because if you don't put enough paint on there, you can't drag it. It just dries up on the board. You don't make it all the way across. So I'm going to put a lot of white on one end. I'm going to let it drip over the edge. So, and now we're back to pill bottle swipe. So here's some beautiful blue, which would be nice up here. And I do want it to drip over the sides. In pour painting, the side of the painting is actually part of what you're trying to do. So, and then I am going to use some more of this paint out of the bags in a moment, which I just loaded in. Here's some beautiful purple. Nice dark colors. Can you see why we needed a little white to break this up? And here's some gold. It'll be fun in the middle. Maybe I'll do some gold down here. This takes a lot of paint, as you can see, so it's a great way to use up old paint. We also had this beautiful hot pink from this morning, which actually, it looks like as it settled, a bunch of bubbles formed on the top. So I'm just going to hit it with some isopropyl alcohol. Very useful when you're a dialysis patient. And get that little skin off the top. Get those bubbles out of there. Okay. And now I'm going to do some pink. Yeah, I think this may have dried up a little more than I wanted, but that's okay. Always a way to fix everything in pour painting. You just turn it into something else. In fact, this swipe technique is many times used to fix other... You get a painting that just didn't go the way you want, and then boom, you do a swipe and it turns into something completely different. Okay, so I've got paper towels. I am going to do the swipe. Also, again, bringing awareness about recycling with this magazine, which is now junk mail because it is January. Thanksgiving is way over. So what a great way to use all of your junk mail and your paid doctor bills to swipes. It's a way to use all your junk mail. I do want to add some of this yellow. This morning, I don't know what order you're watching these videos in, but I did some. Now, this is in one of the peritoneal dialysis bags. These are new ones today that I have just cleaned out. I'm using them for the first time. I'm going to prime it a little bit only because sometimes the first time it comes out, you get a little water or alcohol or something left over from the process. And sometimes it doesn't want to come out at all. So if it doesn't want to come out, and I'm going to clip it here so it doesn't fly on the floor. That will work. That might work. Okay. I'm just going to give it a little push. Usually once you get them going, they pour really well. Every once in a while, I do a paint mix that's just too thick and it simply won't go through. And now I'm starting to get some paint out. And again, it may actually be a bit thick. So the batch I did today, I may have to go in and thin them down a little bit. Now you can see I can push this out of the way. And I do want the paint to drip all over the edges into these tins underneath, because when the paint dries, it dries into these beautiful flat sheets, which are actually art in and of themselves, and we call those skins, and they can be used for a whole bunch of stuff as well. So you can see some skins from what I did this morning. Down here, some beautiful blues and pinks. Oh, and this is just not going to pour. It's not thin enough, so I'm going to have to probably thin this out, although these little yellow dots are going to be fun. We were working this morning, and the paint was just a little too Well, dark. I had all dark colors. So I was inspired to go mix up some lighter colors. And this happens with pour painting. It looks like they're just it's too thick. It's not coming out fast enough. So I'll get some yellow dots on here and they will show up in some fascinating ways. Get my closing clip back on. Most of these bags come with these yellow clips. This particular bag did not. Okay, now this is hard to see. I don't know if you can see it back there, but this kit here, I can ignore this one. These are the 4 bags. If you can see, there are 4 bags, 4 colors, all going into one line. This is a different setup used for automated peritoneal dialysis. And generally, this all goes into a big cartridge, which goes into the machine. Many people do that at night, and then their whole system is automated. And 4 bags of solution go into them and dwell and out, in and out, in and out all night while they're sleeping. That's the thing. The ones I'm using here that are singles are from manuals. Because when you do a manual, you do 1 bag in, 1 bag out. Now this is it was my white paint, long story, but it ended up being kind of a limey green. But I'm gonna have some fun with this. Because I have so much Floetrol in here and additives and things, the paint actually stays wet for quite a while. So I have a little bit of time to play with it. So I'm gonna bring some green dots down here. And you can see, there we go. All right, so I'm going to do that, put this back in. That needs to stay in the cup, and it won't. Oh, I need another clip. All right, well, I'm just going to go in the mess. So, I'm going to take all of this, let's see, and drag, what color do I have left? Purple, pink. What do I have left from this morning? Well, I'm just going to use the white. And again, I make up these ketchup bottles because sometimes you just, particularly with like black, white, golds, they're just little accent colors. Even after you finish your painting, many times you need just a little white dot someplace to finish something. So now I'm going to take this and I would very much like to spray it with water, and I can't find my water bottle. So we will try it without the water bottle and see what happens. Now that edge has got to be good and flat. This paper is actually awfully thick. I'm going to go with one of the sheets out of the, look at that, Jeffrey. I do love to cook as well. Okay, so, and then we drag this down. And now I know, don't despair that everything looks all white. But see the beautiful cells developing here, aren't they gorgeous? And then we're going to drag it again this way, and you'll really see everything just pop. Boy, I wish I had more of that lime green. It's such a pretty color. You know what, I may actually, I'll just have to, I'll have to edit the film because I really like that green. I'm going to try and drag some of that through. And see how the cells are getting bigger and bigger as it sits there? This whole pour painting thing is a big chemical reaction. Again, just like dialysis, where basically as oil and water don't mix. That's the oversimplification because there's a lot of chemistry going on here, but same thing. So you end up getting them trying to move away from each other and creating these gorgeous cells. So overall, a good painting is judged by having gorgeous cells, among other things. So, did I close that? There you go. Okay. Oh, that is really coming out beautiful. So, but it still has a lot of white on this end, so I'm going to go this way. Take another, get my hands clean. Now this also can be done with paper towels, but I just find that it uses a lot, and it's, again, not that great for the environment. But these glossy pages work out wonderful. So I'm going to come this way. Oh, now we're looking. Cooking with gas. And see how even now it skipped a bit in the middle? These stripes in the middle, it's difficult to get your page to stay all the way down. The water on the edge would really help. Here's my spray bottle of water. Oh, over on the other table. Oh, kind of looks cool like this. I think I like it. So I also can tip it, because I just want to get a little of those. I don't want those white bits quite as big as they are. And I love this green. But isn't that gorgeous? Now see how my sides are not really covered? I'm going to go through and cover my sides so the paint runs down nicely over the sides. part of the art is that, as you can see, this side shows beautifully, is the edge of the painting is actually part of the art. So ideally, you use tons of paint and it runs over the edges and you get these gorgeous, gorgeous cells. Oh, isn't that beautiful? This almost looks like a forest scene, I think. I don't know, I have to look at it for a minute. The colors are so wild. But maybe flowers? I could put flowers in there, I don't know. But just gorgeous. So there you go. One of the last things I like to do, sometimes I do this first, but with swipes I do this last, is I go back in with the torch. This is my creme brulee torch. A lot of crossover with cooking today. Come on. This one's very feisty. I got a new one for Christmas and I need to start using it. And then as you torch it, you can bring out all the little tiny cells. As you heat up the silicone, it expands even more. And you can really bring out a whole other level of detail in here. And see here, I can go into the white and bring out get all the other colors to expand. But wow, gorgeous cells. Oh, the paint store had a sale a few weeks ago and all the paint was $2. It's normally $4. I went a little crazy, so all of a sudden I've got a bunch of brand new colors to play with. It's so exciting. And there we go. Now, this will continue to stretch and pour a little bit more. It won't be dry for really 2 days, so totally dry. But it does get tacky after a while. And there are lots of different embellishments I could add to this. This is a very cool piece, but I think for now I'll leave it the way it is. So there you go. Pour painting for peritoneal dialysis awareness. And there you go.